Hi friends, I want to show you today a little cart that I bought at a market, antiques, vintage something, and oh, sneak peek, this is what it looks like now. Okay, it's lovely, but first, look, this is what it looked like before. It was this very old and rusty shop metal cart. Super heavy also. I had to figure out how to take the drawers out and then assess what to do. And I cleaned it first before I sanded it, which makes zero sense. Definitely think I should have sanded and then cleaned it, but here I am. Anyway, I cleaned it, cleaned it, and it worked out fine. I think we're watching me do that twice. Okay, here's the drawers, and then I decided to try to paint it navy blue, and it was a wreck. It was not navy blue, it was very ugly. So then I went through my house and looked for all the spray paint I could find, and that is what I used to paint the cart. It actually turned out really good. It's kind of a taupey color, very neutral. The navy blue might have been nice, but it was giving off very strong locker room vibes, especially with this like metal mesh grid that was welded on the cart. I did not care for the navy blue. And here you can see I've pretty much done. I covered the top because I wanted to keep the top as it was. Here I am moving very quickly around the cart to show you. It looks great. Okay, so this is where we are. This is painted, and what I'm going to do now is run some 2x4s the length of this little inset, and then I'm going to sand down these pieces of plywood that have been painted that I found by the side of the road and cut them to size to go in here. The reason I'm doing that, this bottom is still a little yucky, even though I sanded it and cleaned it. It just doesn't, I don't know, I don't trust it, and I don't want to keep putting more spray paint. I'm done with my what do you call it? Investment into spray paint cans. I've bought as much spray paint as I care to buy, so I'd like to move on from that. The other thought I had, and I thought about this even when I was considering buying this, was that since this is so metal and industrial looking, I thought it might be nice here on the bottom to have something that is wood, just to warm it up a little bit and bring in a different texture. And I originally was just gonna scavenge whatever I could find from our scrap pieces in the storage room, which there's not a ton. But then when I found these shelves on the side of the road, I thought, well, I'd love for it to be a single piece. And then I thought, but with this center brace, I don't know that I can finagle one. You see what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be able to get one sheet of plywood the length and width of this box in here. So my thought is now that I would do 2 pieces and then let the seam be here in the middle. And hopefully it'll be very minimal where you don't really see it. The reason I'm putting 2x4s down before I put the plywood down is I'm going to be putting heavy cookware down here on the bottom, and I don't want to have to lift it up over this lip. So instead of just dropping the plywood directly on this metal floor of the cart, I'm going to use 2x4s and then put the plywood on top so that it actually is just above this little lip. So, let's see how this goes. All right, this is maybe not the most professional way to do it, but this is how I cut my plywood. Circular saw. I've got 1 piece in already, and it looks like it went in pretty well. I'm wondering, I think it's gonna be hard to put the second piece in. I'm gonna pull these back out and sand them and just see how the plain wood looks. I'm hoping, I would love it for it to just be straight wood, but we'll see. So, all right, let me do this next piece. Okay, so look, I cut it. This one, I'm wondering if this board is just warped or something, because it won't sit right. But look, I'll take that. And I think, I feel like I can probably play with it a little bit and get that board to sit down. I want it to sit, this one is like seated properly, and this one is kind of coming up at the edge. But I have my seams. Now I'm gonna try to sand this. This is not stain grade plywood, but I'm okay with that. I think it'll look fine. It'll serve the purpose, and yeah, I'm excited to have that part done. Yay. Okay, so I was able to sand down these 2 pieces. It did take a fair amount of time. The paint was on there pretty good, and these are the 2 pieces that I sanded down to bare wood. You can tell they're not like exactly the same grain or type, but I still really liked them. I used hemp oil to seal them, and I really like that. I thought that turned out great. So here's kind of the final product. I put a lacquer, 3 coats of lacquer on the top to kind of seal that up. And then my husband and I put it in the kitchen. It's very heavy. I should have videoed that. It was pretty hilarious. But I use these 2 drawers for aprons and pot holders, and I use the nuts and bolts little dispenser for my measuring spoons. And to celebrate it being in, I made some cookies. These are sugar cookies with butterscotch chips, because it's one of the things my husband really loves. He can't eat chocolate, so I have to make cookies that are not chocolate chip cookies. But as you can see, it turned out really great. It fit in the space really well. We had never had an island in the middle and didn't know if it would feel crowded, but it really doesn't. It looks like it was made for the space, so I'm super happy with it. And yeah, Junebug really loved it. I had to grab her to stop her from, I don't know, attacking it, jumping in there. I don't know what she was going to do, but anyway, thanks for taking a look, and I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. Bye.